Okay, good morning YouTubers. Today we're going to talk about the issue with Rich Piana. Alright, so today going to answer the question, why was Rich induced in a coma? Alright, so first of all, as a nurse, I want to provide with you guys some of the facts. Like, the first question that we need to answer here is, why the hell would someone be induced in a coma in the first place? Right, so the best reason why people will be induced in a coma is because they had a very traumatic brain injury and there's swelling. So your doctors would want to reduce the swelling, and so they would induce a coma using medications. So what this does is that it gives the brain a little bit of a relaxation. So in that case, it should recover. So the risk factor with this is that as time goes by, so the longer the process takes, the harder it's going to be to flush the system out of these medications that were used to induce. However, this process is completely reversible. Alright, now let's go back to Rich Piana. Now, who's Rich Piana in the first place? Now, first of all, Rich Piana is one of the best well-known bodybuilders. He was not exactly a Mr. Olympia, but oh my god, he's huge, he's a monster. So basically, Rich is one of my favorite bodybuilders, especially when it comes to his physique way back in the 90s. Way back in the 90s, you see that his very pristine physique almost looks like that of a classic physique competitor. Where you would see the difference between his biceps then and now. So it would be quite obvious that he was already using some crazy synthol and site enhancement drugs lately. And lately he has posted his own cycle and his own training program, which some fitness bloggers would bash, as they say that why is Rich should be promoting natural bodybuilding. Well, I find that crazy. First of all, a huge guy such as Rich, if you would stand Rich even side by side with Mr. Ronnie Coleman, which is a very absurdly monstrous guy, you wouldn't even see a difference. Rich is a monster. It's very big. And obviously in bodybuilding, in competitive bodybuilding, you really need to cycle up or else you would get eaten alive. You will not stand a chance. So that's akin to saying that a skinny guy could promote bodybuilding or fitness, even if he obviously doesn't lift weights. It just doesn't fit. It's very stupid to say that Rich should be promoting natural bodybuilding because, I mean, he's probably the last guy on earth you would believe he's natural. Obviously he's not. So I like what he's doing. He's very honest, and I don't really like the issues behind him. And right now the police are finding some steroids in his apartment. He's using. They're really using this situation in order to witch hunt the guy. Because obviously many people are jealous of Rich. Although I'm not blaming him. Rich is quite outspoken, as you can see. And But for this whole thing, this steroid witch hunting crap, this is really bullshit. Fuck the government, okay? Fuck you guys. You're really a waste of taxes. You're really a waste of of the dollars that the people pay for you. Now you hunt down these people using steroids. Obviously, they're not harming anybody else. And guess what? Who pays for those operations? There's even this time that some guy, he went to Thailand and he's shipping steroids, I think. And I mean, the government, the U.S. government, really sent people overseas just to catch someone who's shipping steroids. That's very stupid. I mean, how much would have that cost? That's a waste of money. All right. All right. So now going back to the issue with Rich, so it really is very useless to search the web for this. You would just see some news sites who are obviously just using the hype with this whole steroids and drug cycles, which obviously he needed. Rich needed those. I mean, any bodybuilder would have a similar cycle. So you'll see articles from newsletters just like this guy drowning in protein powder and has 20 bottles of steroids. I mean, what the fuck? Who gives a fuck, right? All right. So why was he? Why did this happen in the first place? Okay. So first of all, this was just a head trauma. All right. Now the question is, what caused the head trauma? So most people say that he was overdosed and stuff like that. But the thing you have to remember is that guys as big as Rich, in general, bodybuilders, professional bodybuilders, in the first place, have the same risk factor for injuries, for bodily injuries, as those who are very obese. Because they're so big. I mean, right? They're so big. They are as big, literally, as obese people. The only difference is they have muscle. So imagine you falling. You're 120 pounds. I mean, that's no big deal. Imagine if you're more than like 300 pounds, 400 pounds. You're as big as Rich, and you fall on your head. Imagine what's gonna happen to you, right? So I think it's very simple. And so far, the only... so don't listen to TMC, first of all. Fuck TMC. They're just trying to be sensational about this whole shit. You will only see one thing there. I mean, just two lines. Someone called for an overdose, and Rich was found unresponsive, and that he has some traces of cocaine in his table. I mean, if Rich does cocaine, who cares? So most people would speculate that this is drug related. Alright, so, but it probably is. Any person could suffer that. It might be drug related, might not be. Alright, but the most logical thing that I can see here, unless they're going to publicize the drug tests taken with Rich, I mean, that's not gonna prove anything. The most logical explanation would be just head trauma and his girlfriend finding him unresponsive, and then they call the ambulance. That could happen with or without drugs. All right. And I also found a video from the Rambling Freak himself, Greg Valentino. I mean, Greg Valentino is obviously had his issues, but I love the guy. He's very straightforward, and I used to read MD Muscle Development a lot. And basically, Rambling Freak would be the first thing that I would open, because it's really good. It's funny. It's funny, and it's crazy. The guy's crazy, but you can see he's very honest as well. Although he's a simple guy, but who cares? So, but the thing here is that Greg says that that this is probably not drug related. However, I believe that that's probably not. That's probably the most logical explanation. That's just an accident could occur to anybody, but I, as far as I'm concerned, Greg is good friends with Rich. So if you're gonna ask Greg, it's probably the same as asking a criminal's. I mean, I'm not saying the rich is criminal, okay, but it's just like taking a criminal and asking his relatives if he's really guilty. Of course, what the fuck do you expect them to say, right? So they would just say no, it's not using, it's not guilty. But of course, despite all of that, I think Greg would be more dependable, a more reliable source than the stupid TMC that is just like Wall Street Journal. All right, so all in all, I would just like to invite you guys to pray for the guy. I mean, if you're a human being, if you're a decent human being, you probably had some loved ones, you probably experienced this same type of situation that someone dies and stuff. I mean, you probably would not wish that to anybody else, even if you hated Rich. So pray for Rich and all of these guys. Let's wish him the best. So Greg said that the doctors are saying that he's doing better. All right, so let's hope that he wakes up from this and will help many people. I know that he has a huge following and is probably helping many people with this. He exposed his cycle and his training, and he says even if you don't do the cycle, the training would be very effective. Of course, take it from the big guy. I know it's effective. All right, so the training itself, even if you're natural, you can follow Rich's training. It's very good. I highly recommend it. I'll probably post a link somewhere in this video. Okay, and so what you guys think? What's your opinion on this whole issue? Please leave a comment below. And if you support Rich as well, just like me, please leave a thumbs up in this video. Please share it and subscribe for more videos. Our next video is going to be about what would a very genetically gifted bodybuilder would look like if he's not training. Alright, and or you can leave a comment and message me if you want to suggest something. And please check out my book, Real Talk Muscle. It's available on Amazon, 297 pages of all the things you need to build muscle. And follow me on Twitter, @Aboutlifting, Facebook as well, search for @Aboutlifting. And please like our page, and God bless you guys. Signing out.